And now that we're done with all the side stuff, we finally get to listen to Novalis' main theme, which is a banger. Seriously, of all the songs that come to mind when you mention Ratchet and Clank 1, this is one of the first. It's some good stuff. What's going on, guys? My name is Matt Omega, and welcome back to Let's Play Ratchet and Clank. In the last episode, we kicked things off on our adventure, fleeing Velden, and coming here to Novalis, where we're starting on our journey to, well, I guess we're not actually trying to stop Drek yet, we're trying to get someone else to do that, but, we can at least try to undermine him while we're at it. And in this episode, we need to get ourselves a new ship because our last one went kablooey. So, we need to go through all of that, and see if we can't procure ourselves one, and maybe save the locals. Maybe. But first things first, I now have enough money to buy the Pyrocitor.
I got some great bargains for you today.
Well, absolutely you do. In fact, I'm going to take you up on that right now. And we have our Pyrocitor. This thing is automatically put onto our quick select wheel. And where the bomb glove was just as it implies, is a glove that throws bombs. Pyrocitor is pretty simple. It's a flamethrower. This thing is excellent at taking down swarms of these little guys here, which it may sound incredibly specific, but it'll actually be incredibly helpful in a fair number of situations. Well, yeah, we're back to a pretty low number of bolts, so we definitely want to scrounge around for as many as we can. We're gonna need a lot of them later on. Go back to the bomb glove to take these guys out. I think this is one thing that this game does that its sequels don't do quite as much is, in some sense, it kind of, what's the word? I had the word for a second there, now I've lost it. God damn it. Every time. It kind of tries to get you to be kind of tactical with the weapons that you have, because in later games, as I'm sure a lot of you know, you're very much encouraged to keep using the same weapons over and over because they gain experience and they level up. That's not the case in this game. That was only introduced in Ratchet and Clank 2. Now, yeah, there's a sense of wanting to be tactical in the future games as well, but this one in particular, because every weapon is as powerful as it's ever going to be, and all of them have, very different strengths and qualities, this game in particular really wants you to kind of analyze the situation ahead of you and choose the right weapon for the job. And it does that more so than the later games in the series will, and I think that's something pretty cool that helps this game to hold up amongst its much, much, much better sequels. Anyway, down there is where the last gold bolt is, but this stream is way too strong and we can't actually do anything against it, so we're going to need some help. With all that being said, let us keep heading on up here. So right here is one particular case. We want to use the bomb glove to take out all the shooters here because, well, for one thing, the bomb glove has more range than the Pyrocitor does, and it also does more damage to take them out in one shot. I mean, the Pyrocitor might do it in one hit, but you'd still have to get pretty close. But at any point where we're swarmed by the little guys, we bring out the Pyrocitor and just make short work of them. And even in a case where we don't have a particular weapon we want when a certain enemy just jumps right out at us, we've always got the wrench. And the wrench is a pretty handy tool. The wrench is one particular weapon that's actually going to remain pretty useful basically for the entire game. Wrench-only runs exist for a reason. And aside from it being an actually pretty good weapon... God damn it. Missed some crest. Oh, we're going back that way anyway. Apart from it being actually a pretty good weapon, just running around and bonking everything just face to face is kind of fun. A few more bolts around here. Forgive me as I scrounge around, I tend to do this. I definitely want as many bolts as I can get my hands. I would have hidden something around there. Definitely want as many bolts we can get our hands on, because as I mentioned last time, with infobots and other means for us to get to or get through planets, a lot of those means, being infobots or maybe other gadgets we'll acquire, are kind of behind paywalls. So we kind of need a constant stream of money. Plus, most of our weapons are going to be bought with money. So, money. It makes the world go round, unfortunately. Damn it. Anyway, take out all these guys. That didn't go very far. And that just... There we go.
Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Oh, what are you? Mercenaries? Torturers? Assassins? I'll tell you anything. Here, take my infobot. It's all I've got left.
Sir, we're not assassins.
Hold on. Let's see what he's got.
Ratchet, that may be pragmatic, but it's also mean.
Has this ever happened to you? Hi, I'm Captain Quark, and believe me, there's nothing worse than staring down a Blargian snagglebeast from the inside and knowing your equipment isn't functioning properly. That's why I come to Al's Robo Shack for all my electronic needs. Al has been the exclusive repair shop for my super electro gadgets since I was knee-high to a sand mouse. If Al can't fix it, it's not broke. Right, Al? You said it, pal. So if you're fighting crime, or just fighting grime, come to Al's Robo Shack in Metropolis for all your robotic repairs. Al's Robo Shack, it's Quarktastic!
Do you know what this means?
Yeah, Captain Quark is really sold out.
No, it means Captain Quark is on Metropolis. We could tell him about this invasion.
If we had a ship.
What? A ship? What? You're not going to torture me? Well, as planetary chairman, I could arrange for you to borrow our courier ship.
Cool.
You can count on us, sir.
Right. Thank you, your chairman shipliness.
Smooth, Ratchet. Real smooth. Alright, well, just like that, not only do we have the coordinates for planet Kerwan, where the city of Metropolis is located, but we've also gotten ourselves a ship. That is going to be incredibly useful. A few more bolts around here. I definitely want to pass by those crates I saw I missed, because I really can't stress enough the need for bolts. When you have to pay for a lot of things, you just kind of need a constant, steady stream of money, and, well, I mean, this is doing the job. We're back up to nearly 2.5 grand already. Pretty good, pretty good. Alright, so that should be just about everything. So, now we can head on. Now, there were 2 sets of coordinates that we've gotten from this planet. From the plumber, we got the coordinates for planet Iridia, and just now got the coordinates for planet Kerwan. As we will see when we get back into this ship here. Any day now. There we go. So, Iridia and Kerwan. So, we can explore all of Kerwan right now. We can't explore all of Iridia just yet, because we're going to need something we get from Kerwan. So, logically, we're going to Kerwan first. So, and so on this screen, we can see how many gold bolts a place has. So, Novalis has 3. Like I said, we can only get those 2 right now. And Kerwan has 3 as well. There. Let's ship out. And welcome to beautiful Metropolis on planet Kerwan, with probably one of the most iconic pieces of music in the entire Ratchet & Clank series. When you think of Ratchet & Clank as a whole, this song is likely to come up pretty quickly. In fact, the song is so great that it was brought back in Ratchet & Clank 3 when we actually revisit Metropolis. Which, why not? It's the theme of the city. Anyway, let's see if this vendor has anything new for us. Indeed it does.
Hi there, Fuzzball.
Hey there, mate. How you doing? I like this blaster. Looks pretty neat. Oh, good thing we got all those bolts. Should be some just under. Oh, okay. Whoops. So, these red crates here. These are explosive crates. Just by touching them, we set up a small timer, but if we were to actually attack them, they'd explode right off the bat. So they're much like the TNT crates from Crash, actually. So, funny they pay homage to that, considering that, well, Naughty Dog was kind of Insomniac's rival back in the day. But it's a friendly rivalry. And for those who watched my Jak 2 playthrough, you'll know that back up in the stadium section of Hayden City, there's a big old poster somewhere around with Ratchet and Clank on it. Yeah, for Ratchet and Clank 2 specifically. Anyway, as you just saw, the blaster here is kind of a run-of-the-mill automatic machine pistol. It's a pretty good all-around weapon. It's got a pretty decent lock on there. It does take a few hits to actually kill an enemy, but it's a machine pistol. What do you expect? At the very least, it's a pretty good all-rounder and a decent backup for if what you really want to use just either isn't really cutting it or you're out of ammo for it. But all in all, this is going to be a weapon that's going to remain pretty helpful even toward the end of the game. Yeah. Very, very helpful acquisition. So there we can actually see the nanotech in action, since I was such an idiot I got hit. And what we got back here? Just ammo? Right, and down this way, what we got? There you are. Oh, new enemy there. We'll see what he does in a minute. Anything else? Just crates. Aha! That's a familiar looking statue. The Rogo Shack must be right up ahead. Yeah. There we go. Alright.
Ratchet, that's the man we saw on the infobot. Remember? He knows Captain Quark.
Hey, you're that robot guy, right?
No, actually, I build robots. I myself am not a robot guy, per se.
Nerd.
I like him.
So, now that we've cleared that up, what can I do for you?
Well, we saw your infobot announcement. You were with Captain Quark. We're trying to find Captain Quark. We thought you could help us.
Your logic is commendable. However, I haven't seen Captain Quark since we shot that commercial. Say, do you run on standard XP18 sister boards?
Version 7.66.
Back at ya. I may be able to help you out after all. How does a Helipak upgrade sound?
Upgrade?
Natch. Since he's a 766, I could have the little guy up and flying in no time. Of course, I'll just need my fee for service.
I mean, that makes sense. You're running a business. I'm starting to regret having bought the blaster. I'm really... That's okay, because there are plenty of destructible objects in the environment we can use to get bolts as well. A few of these light posts and we should be golden. 1,000 exactly! Al! Al, we got the money! See, like I said, paywalls all over the place. So if you're not careful with your money like I was, you run into that.
Okay, this won't hurt a bit.
Hey, wait. Ratchet, am I cool now?
Yeah, you the man, Clank.
You're welcome.
Alright, and with that, now Clank actually does something. Hooray! So with the Helipak upgrades, we've actually got a few extensions to Ratchet's jumping ability. First of which is a high jump, which just by crouching and jumping, it is a higher jump, as the name implies. Again, and technically it's called a... What was it called? Oh, I forget, but we also got a long jump, which we hit crouch and jump at the same time while moving. So that one's technically called a stretch jump, but it's a long jump. That ammo was definitely needed. I can't just show it off there. Another thing that Clank is able to do for us, pretty much any time while we're in the air after jumping, we can hold down X and we'll glide. I want the blaster. Yep. Okay, so the lock-on on this thing is not exactly that great. Alright, anyway. So yes, a few very, very helpful extensions to Ratchet's movement tech here. Especially the long jump, because now we can move around a lot faster. Grand style. All these guys. Oh, and there's that guy again. You might see it, but this guy just threw down a bunch of mines. That's all he does. He does that and he runs away. That's really all he's got going for him. Now, I mentioned last time that there was something else on Novalis that I couldn't get. 3 of those other somethings are here on Metropolis as well, and the first one we can get by gliding down to the big spinning statue atop Al's Robo Shack here. And by running underneath this thing's legs, we just earned a skill point. Skill points essentially are achievements before achievements were even a thing. Most planets have some kind of skill points that you can earn by doing something very specific. In this case, it was for getting on top of Al's Robo Shack and walking through its statue's legs. There are 2 more? Yeah, 2 more skill points here on Kerwan, but we can't get either of those because we need other weapons for that. And skill point was exactly the other thing that was on Novalis. There was 1 skill point we can get for shooting down some ships in the air, but nothing we had at the time was actually capable of that, so we're going to need to go back later to do that. And as we saw before we flew here, there are 3 gold bolts here as well. The first one is coming up pretty soon. Actually, right upstairs here. Thank you. We've got ourselves a little train station here. And just over this way, now that I nearly acquired high jump, we can jump over these. Are these just all chests and suitcases and whatnot? This is all luggage. As you can see up the top there is our first gold bolt. Aha! There's no point hiding money from me. I can almost smell it. Well, I mean, if smell-o-vision were a proper thing and actually worked for this game, maybe I could smell the bolts. I'd pretty much just be smelling a whole bunch of metal. What do you think? Iron? Maybe steel. That one's obviously gold, which means it probably wouldn't actually perform too well as a bolt, because gold's actually not that strong of a metal, is it? If memory serves, gold's not all that strong. It's one of the more malleable metals. I think I'm right on that. Sakiet? Oh, right. Future Matt? Gotta remember, Saki's not here right now. Also, Future Matt, while you're at it, something I want to confirm real quick. The voice actor for Ratchet here isn't James Arnold Taylor yet, is it? Because if it is, he was given very different direction in the next game, but it just doesn't quite sound like him. James Arnold Taylor being... I think he's voiced Ratchet ever since Ratchet and Clank 2. It was definitely still him for Ratchet 2016. I know, that's what Future Matt is currently elaborating on. Thank you, Future Matt. Anything else for us? Nope. Alrighty then. So now we can move on through this train. Go for a little ride through the city here. That's a few enemies and an infobot. Where? Oh, okay. Draw distance. Blast it back out. Which is missing even though it's locked on because physics. Of course. You want to watch out while this thing's turning. Well, I guess just in general since we're moving. You know, even in such a high-tech futuristic setting, you can't avoid physics. Just like me in high school. Which was one of the tougher classes. Even though it was basically just advanced math with some science applied to it. That's really all physics is. Just math. It's a lot of math. There we go. I nearly landed on one of them. I keep wanting to press L2 or R2 to strafe, but that's not a thing yet. I mean, there is a means to strafe in this game, but we have to kind of unlock it, as stupid as that sounds. Whereas strafing is just a part of Ratchet's natural moveset from here, next game onward. There's that infobot.
Greetings, Executive Chairman Drek.
Dispense with the pleasantries, Lieutenant. My sources tell me you're behind schedule. You must prepare this planet to be harvested for our new world.
Yes, sir. As you can see, everything is moving along as planned.
I'm counting on you, Lieutenant. And as your former commander can tell you, I don't take disappointment well.
Yes, sir. I won't fail.
Drek is destroying yet another planet.
Yeah, but if that's the kind of help he's getting, I don't think we have anything to worry about.
You should not underestimate Chairman Drek. He is quite dangerous. We must find Captain Quark.
Look, that lieutenant doesn't seem so tough. Let's take him out ourselves.
Perhaps we can persuade the lieutenant to tell us where Drek is.
Now you're talking.
I'm starting to think Ratchet's kind of a bad influence on Clank. It's a reasonable fear at this point because, well, Clank kind of was almost literally born yesterday. Anyway, there's one more pathway here on Metropolis that we can take.
Welcome to the Captain Quark Fitness Course. If you're strong enough, fast enough, and clever enough to beat my fitness challenge, you will receive a reward from my head trainer. Simply make your way to the third island to complete the course. Good luck! Quark Enterprises is not responsible for sprains, broken bones, snapped tendons, bruised egos, or accidental death incurred while taking the challenge.
Excuse me, Captain, but we have more pressing issues. We urgently need your assistance.
Clank,
Yes?
do you notice anything unusual about Captain Quark?
Well, I find the fact that he has a spring where his leg should be to be quite puzzling.
And why do you think that is?
Possibly an injury incurred while battling evil?
This isn't the real Captain Quark, you numbskull. It's a robot.
Oh.
See? Like I told you. Born yesterday. Anyway, did I need the Helipak to go through this? I can't remember. But we definitely need the Helipak to get a gold bolt that is actually hidden somewhere in this fitness course. And by somewhere, I mean right at the very end. Which is essentially going to require me to do the entire thing twice. Yay. Alright. This we got a zip line. Pretty simple, really. I can see the path upward, but I must know if there are things around it. A few stray bolts. Actually, just a few. A few stray bolts. Thank you, game. For, wasting my viewers' time. And really is just wasting your time, because me, I'm just happy to be here. Moving, well, yeah, they are moving, so I'm not sure why I tripped over that there. Moving platforms and walls and stuff, which we must circumvent. That, yeah. Any day now. This is kind of why I don't really want to do all this all over again. I mean, it's not that much, but it's just slow. This will get my bolts worth. And the next gold bolt is actually in that big old tower over there. So, I'm going to long jump over this way. You can see the train station from here. And it is right down in here. Along with a ton of crates. Alrighty. Let's get all those bolts. Money, money everywhere, and I couldn't be happier. Yeah, we got something of a little flying taxi there. But unfortunately, this flying taxi is not going to take us back to the start of the obstacle course. No, it's going to take us back to our ship. The least it could have done is just take me back to the top of the tower I had to jump down from, because that's pretty much the only place I'm able to jump down here from. But no, just had to extend our visits unnecessarily. Because why not? Why not? Oh well. Well, there is one thing I can do while I'm back over here. Actually jump and glide down this way. We have a little traffic tunnel down here with our third and final gold bolt. And, of course, money. Need that money. Alright. So we have all 3 gold bolts and one of the 3 skill points, but we can't get the other 2 because we don't have the necessary weapons. So this is going to take us back right to where the other one did. So I'm just going to cut ahead till I'm back to the top of that tower. And we're back. Literally all we had to do to get to the end of the course was just go down this zip line. I love the placement of that.
Listen up, you loudballs! That was the most pathetic display I have ever seen on that obstacle course!
What do you mean?
We finished the circuit, ma'am.
Oh yeah, but it is weak. When I was competing, I would devour courses like that for breakfast.
Bet that's not all.
If it were up to me, you would drill for the rest of the day. But Somehow you managed to impress that fool Captain Quark.
Captain Quark knows about us?
He certainly does. And worst of all, he wants me to give you a prize for that ridiculous performance.
Cool, what is it?
I'm supposed to give you a swing shot, so you can sway to and fro like little insects.
All right, let's see it.
Not so fast. Today, the two of you disgraced my obstacle course, so I am going to make you pay.
But that prize is ours from the captain. That's not fair.
Too bad. Life's not fair.
The very end of that conversation is like any conversation with an adult who thinks they know better. And no, that's not knows they know better, thinks they know better, meaning they're actually wrong. If it was that knows they know better, then it'd be a different story. But anyway, still have to fork out 1,000 bolts. Yay, paywalls.
Sweet. I bet Captain Quark uses stuff like this all the time.
Ha! Real men can swing without silly toys like that. The two of you make me sick.
Right. Anyway, now we have the swing shot, and now the fun can begin. See those two floating things up there? Those are versa targets. One is for pulling and one is for swinging. That spinning one is for pulling, and if we use the swing shot while facing or aiming at it, pulls us across. As you can see, this is a very fun gadget. And the other one is for swinging, which, as the name implies, I love the swing shot. But with that, we've now done everything we can on Kerwan except for getting those 2 skill points, which I will come back and get at a later date. But for now, I think it's time to wrap things up. Now, we could go to the new planet of Eudora, but we still have to go and visit Iridia first, since we got those coordinates way back when. Now that we got the swing shot, we can probably explore that place as well, which is what we're going to be doing next time. But in any case, hold on, give me a second. We're doing that thing every now and then I do where I completely forget what my outro is. In any case, thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, guys, my name is Matt Omega, and I'll see you guys later. There, nailed it. First try. Definitely.